last week. Hope everyone got the newsletter with the videos.
Okay, I didn't see the videos. I don't know.
Oh, you didn't get it? I'll check that. Um,
Mm,
Last week, Paul discussed about credit risk, and he did an amazing work. So he took us through introducing credit risk to how he could use machine learning model to predict defaulters, and then I introduced the community to pandas. So for today, amazing, we'll be talking about our presentation on mental health, and I will be completing pandas, and then I can throw in one or two shortcuts. So over to you, amazing.
Okay, can you see my screen now, everyone?
Yeah, okay.
yeah, we can.
Yeah, yeah, we can.
Okay, yeah, this was actually our project, and we just finished defending in Harmony School, Tech School. We are going together. Then actually, the problem of our work was like the impact of mental health problem in tech workplace, and we wanted to know the impact of mental health on tech workers, like the staffs in the tech companies, how mental health issues are considered and how we have to analyze it. So the problem statement was that we want to know the impact of mental health problem in tech workplace, and then according to the basis of our research was like, according to World Health Organization, depression and anxiety alone cost global economy approximately $1 trillion annually due to loss of productivity. So based on the WHO record, that was one of our inspiration on looking at how we can see the problem with mental health in tech companies. So there are existing solutions that people have worked on in the same project, the same data set, and their solution was mental health policies and the support groups. But for our approach was we we use data science, machine learning techniques to determine the strongest predictors of mental health illness in the workplace, know how frequency of mental health illness and attitude towards mental health vary from geographical location, build a predictive model that tells whether an employee is likely to sought for mental health treatment, give recommendation on how mental health in workplace can better be managed. Then the data we used on the project, the data set was from open source mental illness. And our data set has 27 columns and 1,259 entries. And this is our workflow. We clean the data, explore the data and visualize, then model our data, and also evaluate our models. For our modeling, we found out that about 60% of the surveyed people are residents of the United States. So most of the employees that carried out the survey are residents in the United States. And then we also find out that more than 50% surveyed people in the United States are from Australia, United Kingdom, and Canada in per state regions. And also, 50% of them are also undergo mental health treatment. We also find out that about 80% of the surveyed participants are male. That's to say that male dominate the tech companies. And we also saw that be self-employed or not, apparently had no influence on a person getting treated for mental health. That's to say that whether you being in tech world, whether you are at home working remotely or you are working in a company, does has no influence in the person getting treatment for mental health. Most people agree that mental health affect their productivity in the workplace. And most of the employees surveyed agree that mental health issues affect their productivity in the workplace. And also, employees observed no negative consequences discussing a mental health issue with their employer. Um, we also find out that we also saw that we predicted whether an employee will sought from treatment for a mental health problem using future encoding, splitting and fit training sets evaluating models on test sets. So we actually focus on among the columns that were with 27 columns, we focus on if treatment, if an employee will go for treatment, mental health treatment in the course of his job. And then we did random using the random forest classifier model, light GBoost model classifier, and SGBoost classifier, and we saw that SGBoost classifier gave us a 80% accuracy, which was very okay. Then we now also saw that age, um, interference with work, family history are the strongest predictors, strongest cause of mental health illness in a company. The age, the interference with work, the kind of thing you do, and then the family history are strongest predictor. What is determines if an employee will go for mental health treatment in the course of his job. And then this is our summary that about 60% of surveyed people are residents at United States. Top surveyed countries like United States, Australia, United Kingdom, and Canada have more than 50% surveyed people who have undergo treatment for mental problem. And about 80% of people who partake in surveys are male. Regardless of whether a person is self-employed or not, he has no effect. It has no effect on the person getting treated for mental trauma. Majority of employees are unwilling to discuss their mental issues with their prospective employers during interview. Employees feel discussing mental health issue with their employer won't have negative consequences. People who may or may not undergo treatment both agree that their mental health affects their productivity in work sometimes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, amazing. That's a nice thing.
Thank you.
So it was. I was okay. Any question first and foremost?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, Paul can hear you.
Yeah. With the mental health, like which aspects? I wanted to know like what types of mental health like were you focusing on?
Um, any form of mental health that affects productivity, anxiety, depression, just name it. Any form of mental health that affect the productivity in the workspace. So I was actually surprised that just depression and anxiety alone cost the global economy about 1 trillion US dollars annually due to loss in productivity. So it's a funny fact because a lot of people are running away from this topic because of the stigma relating to mental health. That's why most of them won't want to go for any mental health interview, but it's affecting productivity. So with such report, he can go to an employer and he'll see how he can be proactive about the mental health of his employees. So thank you very much, amazing Grace. So I think this right in time. So it's about 13 minutes. So cool. Let me show you. Let me show you some of the practical work around that mental health issue. So what we did first and foremost, we did the executive summary. Sorry about the typo, and then we did some data exploration. So the data had 27 features with about 1,259 entries. So the numerical variable were the timestamp and the age. So we removed the timestamp during training. Then these are some of the columns. So I think the columns we had issues with that had some dirty data was age. Age wasn't really dirty, but you just have few data that was like way off. So a lot of outliers here, or few outliers here. Country was we have missing data. Yeah, this gender was kind of dirty. State missing data, and then the rest were a bit clean. So yeah, this is the age. Now, when you have a data, this and you want to check if it has an outlier. So there's some visualization tool we use in checking for outliers, and some of which are the box and whisker, and then the violin plot. So different between both. They actually do similar work, but they have a little difference. Or if you want to visualize your data and see the distribution, you use your Violin plot. But if you just want to see the outliers and maybe the mean without any form of, you don't want to see any form of distribution of your data, you just use your Bus and Whisker. So it shows you the outliers more. So this is the gender. So after cleaning the gender, we were able to classify the gender under three main categories: male, females, and others. And then the country, states, and the likes. So these are just for the exploratory data analysis. But when we're building the model, I think it's over here. Yeah, machine model. Yeah. So when we're building the model, we used CardBoost. So CardBoost is quite robust to categorical variable, and like we just had only one numerical variable, which is the age. That's after removing the timestamp. So we just had one numerical variable. The rest are either categorical variable or Boolean variable. So CardBoost was quite robust towards that. So it gave the best accuracy. Though we did add it to the slide because we did it after submitting the slide. So afterwards, this is what we get in our with our model. So we had an F1 score of 70, 76, based on if you're checking for the likelihood of someone not going for a treatment and someone going for a treatment. And then the feature importance was slightly different. So and when we use the XGBoost, the strongest predictor were coming where age interference with work and family history. But with edge with CardBoost, it was slightly different. So states came out high, but interference with work interference and family history still maintained as top three. So it was for us, it was state, family history, and then work interference, no longer age, family history, and work interference. So that's like the summary of the work. It was about a month or so. It was a team of three, Amazing, myself, and Tijani.